What's crazy about this is that we started this shit on January 2nd of 2023. And
Almost 2 years.
almost, I thought it was 2 years, but it's not even 2 years. But what's hella crazy is that over that time, we have gotten 3 million on TikTok as far as views, 3 million on Instagram, and 400K on YouTube. So that's like almost 7 million.
Damn.
And I was like, when I even say that number, it doesn't even seem real. And I remember like we put up a reel. It was a Nickelodeon reel, and it hit 1 million. And I remember thinking like, damn, like this is it. Like we made it.
We're gonna get a check.
Like we're gonna start getting paid or something. Nah, we didn't get anything. And it's tight now to see all this because we started all this because I told Sus, like I was telling him yesterday that we don't even have a lot of pictures of us. We only have like 1 or 2. And I was like, it's tight to record shit because like we can keep this forever.
Yeah.
And put it up.
How did this came up? What was it like?
I think like it started as an idea. I remember we were driving to the bank and I told Sus, hey, like my music, like I had to share ownership because you had to buy the beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not fully ours. And I'm like, what if we did a podcast? It would be fully ours. And I was like, because I already know how to mix and everything, I was like, I know how to do it. Like we can do it. And Jesus was like, yeah. And then it took us, how long did it take us to get it going?
Like 3 months.
No, it took us way longer than that.
Because we had to make a room for it and everything, buy the equipment.
No, I think it took us like a year.
Remember I had to do, no, it wasn't that long. I think we came up with the idea in like September. And like it was like January, whatever, that we started first episode or whatever. Yeah. But I remember Mehmet told me, Mehmet had said like, imagine this. He's like, imagine 50 years from now, right? 50 years from now, like my kids and Mehmet's kids will be able to watch this shit every single episode. And they'll be able to be like, oh, this is my dad was 22. This is my dad was 25 or whatever. And like, if you think back to our grandparents, we don't have no videos of them when they were little.
Nothing.
And I'm like, oh, when he said that, I was like, yeah, it sold me. I don't give a fuck how much it costs. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Let's just get it done.
Yeah, it was just to document. It wasn't even like to like the goal wasn't to like get hella views or whatever. It was just to have like video conversations because later on, like if I ever have a kid or something, they could come back and they could see this. And I think that's tight. I'm gonna be able to see this. But I was telling you the other day, like you remember how we met, like exactly like the moment or no?
I don't think the moment. I just know we were in the field and then yes. Oh, my dad was all like, "Hey, there's this new people coming in." Okay, all right, cool. And then who? I don't think it was Jesus at that time, was it?
No,
it was just you.
Mehmet.
But you went over there first.
I went over there like originally when it was like during the time our first year or second. Yeah, it was like first or second year we were here, and your dad wouldn't allow people under
14 or something like that.
Yeah, because I remember going to your dad's. In my head, it was like the big leagues. Because I remember there was no kids can go. So I remember thinking like, damn, like it must be real over there. Like if they don't want no kids and everything. And I remember you went there first, and I didn't go. And
yeah, I went
so
with the
you didn't
twins.
Talk to him? You didn't see him?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know I talked to anybody.
I don't remember Jesus.
Oh.
At that time, I don't recall.
I think I could remember the field. Like if I seen it again, I remember the field. And you talked to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you talked. You
nah,
said
you
something.
talked to me.
You said something to me. I don't know. Remember what you said, but I can. I still have the image in my head. You know how you would wear the sombrero and you guys would wear the bandanas.
Yeah.
And you'd hold them down. Yeah. I don't remember what you told me, but I think that's how we met. And and then shortly after we started. Like, when was the first time we started hanging out? Like outside of the fields.
I'll tell you, the field had to be in like another year or so. Because I think that year we just met and we just there talking and shit. And then that's how I found out we were related. You know?
Yeah, because we say we're cousins because we basically are, but we're like third cousins.
Yeah, like third cousins. Yeah.
From what side?
From your mom?
My
From
mom's
your
side.
mom's side?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
because
because
we're
Miranda, it's my mom. My mom and his dad are like second cousins or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, because they all come from the same rancho. Huh?
They ever
crazy.
you ever
Sounds the
ask your
same
dad
to
about
you.
that? Like I asked my dad about that all the time, and he says like he's like
Like how it is over there? Or?
yeah, and like he would say like this dude's sister would marry this guy's brother, and then that guy's sister would marry this guy's
Yeah,
brother.
it's a little weird sometimes when
Yeah.
you think about it, even with the Araujo. Huh?
Yeah, it seems like
There's
everybody
a lot
was,
of Araujos out there.
Yeah.
everybody was marrying everybody, like family to family, just straight my
Yeah.
brother for your sister type shit. And I was like, oh, but it was a different time back then.
Yeah, it was like normal. It was like
Yeah.
it's just normal stuff.
Yeah, we're like I can't remember like the first time you came to my house.
Had it been like I think it had to been the next year after that because next year it was just like meeting you guys and stuff like that, and it wasn't that long after the field like we ended because I mean we'd always leave like August before August, would just come back for school, so it had to been the next year.
No, you think so?
Yeah,
The second
yeah,
year?
because you guys came straight to with us to work, and when we met each other, it was like maybe halfway throughout the season.
Yeah.
It had been like halfway through.
And it's
the
crazy
season.
because that what I was telling this that's like 13 years ago because we met when I was what like 16.
I was like 14.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
What,
2 years older than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years.
So yeah, I was
This is what
16.
4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I remember I would only go like on my days off and shit.
Yeah,
I maybe I did go like one season like all the way through, but I don't remember if I did or not.
it was just. I remember Meme. Well, the first year it was Meme because I mean, yeah, it was Meme, Robert, and your sister Nora.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Nora
it
was
was
working there too.
yeah, Nora.
I remember Nora and my sister Chelly. They worked.
I believe she was
Pregnant.
pregnant. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was pregnant.
Damn.
Yeah. And she was out
So
there
that
working.
must have been with Aaliyah.
Yeah,
Long
because
time.
I
How old is Aaliyah?
Aaliyah's graduating high school. This
Well, it's
year.
17 years.
yeah.
That's hella crazy.
So it had to been more because Aaliyah was in there.
Was it Aaliyah though?
Yeah, it was Aaliyah.
No, Aaliyah was born. Yeah, she was born.
Yeah, she
here.
was born here in Saginaw.
So there's no way 17 years, is it?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember she was pregnant, and that was the first time I met you, Robert, and your sister.
How old are you?
I'm really 27.
Oh. And
So we're
do you
younger.
remember like do you remember what you thought initially when you seen Robert? Like
when I saw Robert,
yeah,
I was
a
like,
white dude with all.
well, we
that's-
always because we work with like white
Yeah.
people and stuff, and they're always like they'll get tired and they'll leave and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
it's
then,
common,
but then
huh?
this guy, it was different. He was like a Mexican white dude.
Yeah. The shit fool, that fool changed the game.
Yeah.
Robert is funny because like sometimes I'll be thinking like he says stuff where I'm like, wow, you should have said that. It's funny, but somebody can take that as rude. But Robert don't give a fuck.
He's just hella blunt.
He just says whatever he thinks
Yeah.
and doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but Robert's like to me, it's a reminder of like Stockton.
Back home.
Yeah, because he is like he don't camouflage nothing. He's just raw, and I think that's what's tight about him. And I always tell him too, like Robert's like a brother, like because we known him fucking since I was like 10.
Yeah.
Him dating Nora, that's hella tight. I remember when was the first time that you came over and we got drunk?
Like it was me going over to your house.
Yeah,
I think that was the first time.
because back then we would be drinking we would be drinking
we-
fifths.
Yeah,
Of
we're taking shots
Hennessy.
around. And it's your
Damn.
turn. Here
'Cause
it is.
remember, yeah, we would tell you if you could drink Hennessy, you could drink anything. And we
I'm
started-
not into Hennessy no more.
I know.
I
I
know,
think
me
like
either.
we can't really drink no more like that.
But
I still drink like
it
beer.
was tough, man.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 bottles a night?
Yeah, me and you, because this fool would go to sleep. Remember? And we would stay outside.
Yeah.
I remember we had 2 bottles, and we would be like, "You want to open the second one?" And I was like, "Fuck it."
Well, I remember we were down to that 2 bottle, and then we're in the basement, and then Robert still takes out a Jack Daniel. I was like, no,
Oh, yeah.
down, down. Nah, you guys want to drink? Come on.
Yeah, we had a couple episodes también there because we were drinking. I remember one time we came and we had 2 bottles. I had bought Crown and we bought Hennessy. And I remember a big ass glass. I don't know if you remember. It was like a wine glass. And I put hella Crown in there and soda in there. So we weren't going
And you're
shot for
just
shot.
sipping on that shit.
I had drinking that shit. We weren't going shot for shot like we normally do.
Yeah.
So I was drinking it hella, and then I remember I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then it was like midnight already, and I went to the bathroom, and then I don't know, I kind of like blacked out for a little bit, and then
You fell asleep,
Yeah, I
and then you
fell
came
asleep.
back out.
I went back outside.
Yeah, you woke up a couple minutes later, and then you came back out.
Oh,
And then we were looking for Jesus, but Jesus was already in the room too, asleep.
oh,
Because you went in for a little bit, and I think it was just me and Robert outside, and then I think Robert went in, and then that's when you came back outside, and then you're all like, I think I fell asleep.
oh no, because I'm talking about, because remember, I was stuck in there. I stayed in there, and you guys came and you guys were knocking on the door.
On the restroom.
You remember that?
Yeah,
He was sleeping in the
yeah,
bathtub.
that was
And I was
another one
sleeping in the
that-
bathtub. And
Yeah.
you guys were, I remember, because I remember,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, I remember being asleep and you guys were trying to wake me up. And I
Yeah.
was in my head, I'm like, why are they bothering me? Like, I'm trying to sleep. But it's because I was sleeping in the bathtub. You guys were telling me to go to the bed.
Yeah, I was like, go to sleep already.
Oh, it was that one there.
Yeah, and then he said because he drank too much, he had poured too much Crown, and he had overdone it too
Yeah, it
fast.
was a big bottle, and you were just there drinking on it.
Yeah, that's because
I was like,
like
dang.
you get hella cocky when I was younger. Shouldn't be doing that. I also remember también when you remember when you threw up in the bathroom?
Yeah, that your dad found me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in there and hey, I'm just gonna go, do my stuff, and then I went in there and then I just fell asleep, and then next thing you know, I'm all like throwing
everywhere.
up and shit. I
And
was like,
then-
oh,
I remember you told me you cleaned it or something. Like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, you should have just left it there. We were figuring-
I think your dad saw me and he went to go tell you guys, didn't you?
The next day he said he's like, oh, he Junior threw up, and I was like, yeah. He told me he did. He's like, oh, because I seen him. Because I think you didn't lock the door. You didn't lock the door. He
I
walked-
don't think so.
So he seen that
Oh,
throw
man.
up, and he's like, why? He's like, why you guys drinking too much? That's all he said.
Your mom knew when you came over every single time. Your parents knew.
Yeah, they knew.
Well, when they find out, and did they tell you anything?
They found out when I came back with a backpack with throw.
With throw up
Remember
in
that
it?
one? Yeah. Oh, it was that time because I ended up cleaning everything and I threw it in my backpack.
Oh,
Yeah, I threw it in my backpack.
Why'd
and
you
What
throw it in your
the-
backpack?
well, 'cause I
Hide
had to go
evidence.
wash it.
What'd
and
you
shit.
clean it with?
My clothes. It wasn't my no.
I don't
There
know.
was towels. You guys had towels there and shit. So that's what I ended up putting in my backpack because I didn't want anybody to find out. I was like, oh, fuck. So I took it back home, and then when I was there, like fucking throwing it down, and like I flipped it over, and I was just there, like sacudiéndola. And then my mom was like, "What that smell?" And then she came over there where I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Oh. And then she didn't get mad at you?
Nah, she didn't get mad. She was like, "Hey, you guys are young. You shouldn't be doing that."
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it no more.
Were your parents? So every time we told you guys they come over, your mom already knew.
She had an idea.
Yeah, like, oh, they're probably.
Yeah,
gonna
she had
tell
an idea, but she didn't always knew.
Were we
So-
looked at as like bad influence? Like, because it seems like we're the ones telling you to come over. You think they were like, "Oh, these kids are bad influence"?
Nah, I don't think so because they would sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, you're not going with them this weekend." I'm like, "No, not this weekend." So it
You're
was
still
like
trying to recover from last week. Huh?
getting ready for another week.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I mean, now I can't drink like that.
Nah, me neither.
And like, I think I can though. Like, if I really wanted to, I think I can. But it's like hit or miss. Like, sometimes like my body doesn't want it.
I don't know, man. After all those times, like now I smell Hennessy or I smell something. and it's
Smells
Sasso?
gross.
just-
Huh?
yeah.
You know what I
It's
get
just
that
like,
from?
oh fuck,
I
no.
get that from Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan.
Because I remember before we were drinking, we go to a dude's house in Bay City, and we would drink Captain Morgan
Because it was cheap.
because it was cheap.
You get a
and-
lot of it for
and that
cheap
killed
as money.
everything. And I remember that even the next day, because we would mix it with soda, the soda was nasty. Now,
Yeah,
I didn't want to drink the soda.
Yeah.
anymore. It's hella nasty.
Man, those times that you're out, it's just straight shots. It's just
I
Your-
know.
it's
And
your
then we would
turn.
have a thing where
and
there
then
was
your turn.
there was a thing where there was no chaser, huh?
yeah, no chaser.
We were like
Just
nah.
straight up.
It was a thing like because if I remember Robert would use the chaser, and we would like clown on him for that.
Yeah.
You take it straight. Like, what are you talking about? Poison yourself, bro. Get dehydrated.
But it was good times.
I think that's some. It's crazy because when you're in the moment, you don't think like it's a highlight. It's just a good time. But like when you think about it now, like yeah, that's a highlight.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
I think what was it, a couple years ago you sent a picture where it was all of us. It was
Oh, I
me,
have it.
Jesus, you, and Robert.
Yeah, I have it. It's I'll put it up and you'll see like I think I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. I seen it the other day, the one you were talking about.
It
You
was
have it? You have
it
it
was
too?
pretty cool because it was kind of like a thing we had. Like, you know, every time I was over there, like we'll go and was at bonfire and then just chilling, drinking.
Wow, shit was always tight. It was fun. I don't know if I'd be able to handle drinking like that again.
Another
I don't
session
want to
like that?
handle it.
Nah.
I mean, I think I can, but I just don't think it's smart.
I remember one time Nini had come over with us too,
Oh yeah.
and like Nini wouldn't. He at the time he wasn't a drinker. I don't think because I remember he would struggle to take shots, and
Look, I'll put it on the video too, but look.
Yeah, that one.
oh
Yeah.
no, I don't remember that one.
You know that one?
No, I don't
Like
remember.
how baggy my shit was all ugly.
Oh yeah,
That one
No.
had to been like, I don't know, maybe like 3 years after we met.
and you see
something like that.
and you see the Hennessy bottle. It's the small
It's
ones.
empty.
Remember we got two of those.
It's empty. Who took the picture?
Remember I had a camera, and I remember like I took pictures throughout the night. I would had it like auto picture.
Robert looks like a gangster, huh?
Yeah.
I think I'm posting like a gangster. No, I don't remember that picture. I mean, I remember vaguely, but I don't remember us taking that picture.
I remember that. We had the things out for the mosquitoes.
Do you
and stuff.
remember that?
Nah. Just that time that you guys
That's
sent it
tight,
to me, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
man.
that's tight. No, I don't remember that. That's tight.
That's cool.
Yeah,
See, that's-
Robert looks younger.
Imagine we had
Looks a little
cameras
older
though.
now.
Imagine we had
Solid.
cameras through the whole time, and then you'd be able to relive that right now. That's why when Meme told me about the podcast and all that shit, I'm like, oh hell yeah! It's tighter when we have guests in like this because it seems like the conversation is a lot easier because me and Meme talk to each other all the time,
Yeah, all the
every
time.
day. So like whenever we do it like this, it seems like it's hella smooth, like no problem.
Yeah. But it's crazy how like this came up because I remember in the fields, like I guess it was because we were like so bored or something. We would just make up stuff, you know, like, hey, would you do this for this amount of money?
Yeah.
Or, like, nah.
I think
Or we'll just come up with like we'll start talking about like this different shit going on around the world or all this stuff. It was just like talking throughout the whole day.
I think it's because like I think we come from like similar backgrounds. I think like when I look at your mom, it's similar to my mom. So it's like we're raised with the same like moral compass.
Yeah.
Like you know what's right, you know what's wrong, and that's why I think it's
And
like
we still do it.
it's hard, I still do it. It's hard to find, I think, like good people.
Yeah.
That's why I value like good friendships and stuff. And when I think about it, because part of the reason I came también is because I'm like, we have to come because I'm like, when I think of my friend Alex, I don't know if I told you about him. That's in Stockton. When I grew up in Stockton, that fool, we were like, I was at his house every day, whatever. And when he passed away, that was, I think, like 4 years ago, or maybe even a little bit longer. I don't know. It's crazy. Time goes by. I remember thinking to myself, like, I didn't message that fool enough or whatever, or I didn't do enough. So I'm like, so from that, I learned hella like, nah, I gotta talk to you, or I gotta talk to my other cousins. I mean, even if it's something like,
Yeah.
because it's like, I don't like that feeling that I got from that. And now you're just wondering, like, oh, what does fool think? Yeah, because I haven't talked to him forever. But me and him, I know we were cool. Like, but I think it's part of the reason why I wanted to come too. Even if it's like every 2-3 years, just a quick little stop by.
I don't know, like in my head, it's like those I like those moments play a lot of part in our like in my life, you know, like kind of like I want to say shape me, but like I learn a lot, you know, and it's just stick with me. And all those moments, it's just like it's like if I can go back and relive them, I would. You
It'd
know,
be tight.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because when I look at life, it's because life's gonna get hard eventually for all of us. Because it's like the point of life, like you're gonna lose people, and that's scary. I think when I think about like living without my mom or without my dad, I think it's a scary thought. And what I learned from my friend is that like death comes whenever it wants. My guy was like, he was like 22, 23 years old, and that's hella young. When I think about it, like that's hella young. So I'm like, I don't longer live like, oh, I'm gonna live to 80 because who knows? Who knows if I'm gonna live to 80? That's if God give me breath, like, you know.
When you were growing up, do you remember if your mom and dad hugged a lot? You remember growing up?
Nah. I don't know. My parents weren't like an "I love you" parent or like a hug
They
parent.
would show it instead of, and they would show it like in their actions
Yeah,
and then physical. Huh?
yeah. Like especially when we were on sports, my dad was like working and shit, so we didn't really get anything from my dad like coming and seeing us. But my mom was always there every game,
Dang,
so
she didn't miss a game.
yeah, she didn't miss the games.
That's
She was
tight.
always there, And I know it's hard for her to be like, I don't know, maybe because she didn't get it either. But like, I love you or something like that. Like, not really. And sometimes whenever we talk on the phone now, though, my dad or my mom will be like, "Te quiero,"
Yeah.
and
Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of like,
I think
oh
that's
shit,
what
yeah,
that is kind of weird when I think about it because I was telling Jesus like we need to show that too también because we don't show it tampoco.
yeah,
We don't be hugging our dad enough. And uh I was telling Jesus that we gotta hug our dad. And I was telling them, and Jesus is the main one that put it into play because now every morning before he goes to work, he hugs him.
I know, and that shit was hella weird at first
Yeah,
because growing up, we weren't hugged a lot,
yeah,
and they didn't say I love you a lot. So, but I did not that I didn't know that they didn't love me. I knew they loved me. They just had a different way of showing it. So, but I know physical stuff. Whenever I used to hug my parents, I remember thinking like this is awkward. It's awkward, and telling them, "Oh, I love you," so it was awkward. But I'm like, the only way you get over that is just by doing it.
do it.
keep doing it,
And our
yeah,
sisters do it all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing. You look at white people and they do it like nothing. They be hugging their mom nonstop. They shoot every day when they
yeah.
see them. So I'm like, why is it like that we're not like that? Are we weird or like what is it? Or do you think it's a Mexican thing?
I think it's a Mexican thing too, like especially if you get like a parent that comes from like Mexico, from El Rancho and stuff like that. I mean, growing up, they were working. They weren't. I mean, the way I get told stories, it wasn't like that much love, but it was there though. Like
Yeah.
family was together, but it was just so much like parents getting them like keep their family keep going and stuff like that. And it wasn't like like I said, like I like, hey, I love you,
Yeah.
hey, come here,
So that you think because that's because their parents didn't do that to them?
I think so.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how are you with your kids? Like
I try to be more like that, like I love you, like.
yeah.
And like my oldest, she struggles a little bit with like her writing and stuff like that, or her spelling, but she gets real happy every time. Like, hey, you tried your best. It doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
felt. Hey, I love you, and she gets real like emotional. And
Oh.
then now we ended up getting her phone a couple months ago, and lately she's been using it, and lately she tells me, hey, I love you,
Oh,
she'll
she
text me,
texts
yeah,
you?
she'll text
Oh,
me, I
that's
love
tight.
you, or she'll put big ass hearts. I go, oh man, this is nice,
Yeah.
this is different.
Yeah,
Like
what
I'm only used to getting it from my wife,
yeah.
and then now my kid, it's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck,
Like what does that feel like?
feels
'Cause
good, man.
yeah, because someone who don't have no kids.
And it feels good. It feels like like when I had my first kid, well, Haven, I was like, man, how am I gonna be like a dad?
Yeah.
Like my dad was always there, but he wasn't there. He was always working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was hard to get like love and shit. But he kept us together though. And it's like, man, how am I gonna be, And lately I look at it and I'm like, I'm a little bit more like more emotional with them.
Yeah.
It's just like something I
I
didn't know
think
I was
yeah,
gonna be.
it seems like our dads always had the tough, like always about be tough, like be a
Yeah.
man and stuff like that. And I think that carried over to me because I never seen my dad vulnerable ever.
Yeah.
I never seen like I think my dad only cried once, then I seen him one time. That's it. So I think that put a big image in my head of what a man is. So like, oh, you're not supposed to be chillon all the time.
Yeah.
And my dad always says like, what do you say? No es que el mundo se te
Yeah,
acabe.
he's like, no dejes que el mundo se te
Se te
se te
cierre.
Yeah, que
encierre.
te
Yeah.
cierre, yeah.
Because a lot of times, like, I mean, problems, life is all about problems. Like, no matter who you are, where you're at in life financially, it doesn't matter. You're going to have some type of issue. And my dad will always be like, just because you have a problem, don't think that the world's gonna end.
Yeah.
Like don't let it collapse on you because there's always a solution. And even if there's not a solution, you could figure something out to at least like shield yourself somewhat.
Yeah.
But my dad is the whole reason why there's nothing in this world that they can throw at us that we won't be able to figure out. Have that mentality, no matter what it is. I don't give a fuck. World War III, World War Four,
You know,
zombie
I think
apocalypse.
and I think a lot of that comes from the fields, like because my dad always used to say you got to learn how to dollars make, and working like that in the fields 12 hours a day as kids.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of times I don't want to do it. Like I didn't want to do it, and I remember when I think when we were over there with my dad's uncle, uh, the first time we were in the fields, I quit because I was like, I don't want to do this. And my sister had quit. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And I went to the car and I was telling him, I don't want to be here. Okay, that's what I was doing. I was telling him, I don't want to be here. And I told him that a couple times. And he said, Vete pa carro, pues. And he told me like that. And I remember when he said that, I think I did go to the car. But the whole time I was in the car, I was like, I'm a bitch. Like, I shouldn't. Like what am I doing? Like giving up and stuff like that. And after that, never again did I do that. No matter what, no matter if I was cold, no matter what, if it was raining, whatever, I never did that because I think part of it was I didn't want to disappoint my dad. I felt like I had to live up to my dad's standards and stuff like that. So that's why I think that now with that, I know I can do any job, no matter how hard it is.
Yeah.
If another man could do it with 2 hands and 2 legs, then I could do it too. And I think that built that mentality in my head that anything's possible, you can do it.
Yeah, because you don't dread nothing. There's no job that we won't be able to do. Everything sucks. Like Mississippi sucked a lot.
Yeah, Mississippi did suck.
But it was like I knew I could do it. It just sucked. Like being able every day waking up hella early like that.
And then it's 14-hour days. And then your dad does it nonstop every year.
Still doing it, man.
And how many years your dad been there?
I want to say at least almost 20, 25, 24 years.
That's hella long.
He's been doing it for a very long time now. And
they're over there right now, huh?
Yeah, I recently went and go see him over there. And when I went in there, it was just like, yeah, I went through this too, you know, like it was cool seeing it again.
I'm glad I'm not here.
Like, yeah,
I'm glad I'm not right there.
Yeah, I'm gone, die.
Did you see what's the boss and stuff?
I saw Pat. And then I saw Bert too.
Oh yeah, what did he say? He said what's up to you?
Yeah, he said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Man, it was nice seeing him too, you know." But yeah, he ya está más acabado. He's already more.
Oh yeah.
He still looks like if you see him, his face still looks the same, but his body already tells some other shit. You know?
Some wear on him.
Yeah, wear on him. Oh. And then you know who's almost the same still? Steve.
Is that?
Yeah, he still looks almost the same.
Oh.
A little bit more jorobado, you know. He was a little bit more.
Because I remember he had like
yeah.
That's probably just the years of working.
But he looks better than Bert.
Damn, how old is Bert?
It's like 50, I think.
Like
he was 50? Like 40 when we were over there.
I remember him being hella cool though.
He was cool.
Pat he didn't get mad. Well, I mean, because I remember how you left that one year.
I didn't come back. But no, when I say hi to him, he was all cool with me and stuff, you know. And he actually found me a ride because from there I was gonna get a plane. But if I didn't find a ride, I was gonna go get a rental. But he was like, "No, we got you." One of the truck drivers was like, "I'm gonna send this guy with you, take you to the airport." And the airport's like an hour and a half.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah, I mean that's tight that he didn't hold a grudge against you or anything like that.
I thought he was. I'm like,
he didn't ask you like, "Hey, you didn't come to work, or you don't want to work anymore," or he didn't tell you that. He asked you what you do. He said no.
Nah, he didn't ask me none of that. But I mean, it was a good. How do you say like a good step from there? You know, it's just something working how you say hours, all those long hours and shit like that. It was just shitty.
Yeah, I would look forward to like the little breaks we'd have. Like around lunchtime or whatever, or we share the fries or whatever.
Yeah, because I think when that was probably like the second, third year that I was there. Yeah. When you were there, it made it a lot easier. And when he was there, especially because the first year I was by myself. And I remember before I left, your mom came to me and she told me, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." I told her it's because I want to learn how to do everything on my own and not be like so dependent on my mom washing my clothes, cooking for me. I want to learn how that is. And she's like, "Oh, okay." but she had to ask me. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this thing might be serious, like whatever. But I'm like, whatever it was, and no matter what, I'll figure it out. I remember going, and I was only 18-year-old. Everybody else was in their 40s,
Yeah.
and I remember I had flown out here. Remember? And then you guys picked me up. You
Yeah, we
remember that?
picked you up.
And then we drove from here to Mississippi. I
Yeah.
was telling Sus, why didn't I just fly over there? But it's because we don't know. Yeah. But what was I saying?
Mississippi, how hard it was the first year for you?
Oh yeah, it was. I remember like I worked a couple of days and I'm like, damn, this is gonna suck. And then I remember at that time I wasn't talking to nobody. Like I was talking to nobody, it was just me. And it felt like I remember that's the first time I really felt like lonely. It was a weird thing.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't feel like what I call it, depressed, but it was a little like saddening because I was like, I felt like I was in jail. And then it was weird because I was never used to like going to the bathroom and having to leave the bathroom open. Like, because I remember I went in to take a shit and I locked the door. And one of the dudes came and tried to go to the bathroom because there's multiple bathrooms and multiple showers.
Yeah.
He tried to come into the bathroom and it was locked. And he's like, why is it locked? Why is it locked? And I think your dad said, oh, I think Meme's in there. You probably locked it. Oh. But after that, I'm like,
He's
oh, I
trying
can't
to get in there with you.
He was trying to diddy me, you know?
The Diddy.
Yeah. And then I remember having to take a shower there and having to get used to a homie shower next to you, and the only thing separating you was a curtain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, it's kind of like jail. Yeah. And I remember it being tough, whatever. And it was so tight when I finally got home. And for a while, it took maybe a couple of days for me to be like, damn, I'm really home. It's a weird ass thing. So I can only imagine what prison's like, being away forever.
Like those showers were kind of gross, huh? And I remember going in there thinking like I'm gonna get ongo. Coming out, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the working ongo.
Do your kids have iPads?
They do, but we tried. So Angie has this thing that if their battery runs out, I'm not gonna charge it until they start asking for it. And their battery runs out, and they'll just put it away, and they won't ask for it. But they'll ask for our phone, but we won't. Sometimes we won't give it to them. But I haven't seen them lately with the iPad.
Yeah, because
Usually it's like on the TV, and she'll put their like she was there working, and she'll put them on the TV, YouTube, and shit like that.
That's tight. Because when we were over there, Sue said like they don't have any iPads. We didn't see them with iPads. And one thing I seen with your kids is they're hella smart. They're hella young and hella smart. And what is it called?
They had good manners, and then because I remember like as soon as when they were leaving, I forgot which one it was, came up and was like, "Thank you for the gifts."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, see, like they were hella grateful." Like you compare it to our nephews and little shitheads.
It's hella
Our
different.
nephews.
What I was gonna say is they're hella disciplined. Like
Yeah.
when Angie tells me that they don't drink soda, and I'm like, Jelly's kid, all he wants is soda. And it's like I think it's part of us too, because sometimes we feel for him and we want to give it to him.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of our fault. But when I see that, I'm like, oh, it's possible, like to raise kids like that. So I'm like, that's tight.
Yeah, I thought they thought they just didn't have iPads because I used to think. Well, I still think that iPads are like not good for kids,
Yeah, 'cause
especially
I
when
think
they're growing up.
I think so that too, but all that I want to say it, I mean, it's not. I don't want to say it, but it is Angie. She's really on them, and she doesn't really like what like goes on sometimes. So she wants to be there looking at them while they're looking at the shit, Or if she hears something like on the YouTube that's not really like good, she'll take it off. Yeah, and she'll be like, you know what, you're not watching YouTube, and she'll put Netflix, and she'll put them like little shows here on Netflix and shit. But lately, our oldest daughter Haven, she's been so we moved her schools. We started with house, and we moved from town. And when she came to this school, she was like a year behind. So we were all like, oh fuck, like over there where she was at, she was like a top 8 student, And over here where she's at, she's a C. She was like a year behind. So she like, man, we had days where she was crying because she didn't know what she was doing. But in my head, I'm like, you're little, it's chill, relax.
You're gonna pass anyways.
Yeah. But then when Angie was telling me all this stuff, like, hey, she's real behind. She can't even read, and her kids are like the kids here in her class, it's third grade, so they're taking tests, they're taking star tests and shit, and she doesn't know how to read. So it's like, oh fuck, like so everything mainly star tests everything's reading.
Yeah.
So you have to comprehend what you're reading and shit like that. And she didn't. But Angela, she's been real on it and on it. And man, it's crazy how when she started to where she's at right now. And now she's every time it's Friday, she's always on it. Like that's her spelling bee test. And she comes home like, hey, I got what was it last week? She got 100.
Nice.
Man, she was all happy. She started crying and like, hey, this is my first 100. I'm like, oh fuck, I felt good. I was like, damn. But all this stuff with my kids, I mean, that's all Angie, because she's the one with them, and but I'm not really here. I usually come once a month, so I'm not there really with them. So every time I come home and I see them how much they like grown
Yeah,
or they know more shit.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, because you can see that. Well, talk about a little bit where you work at. And like your
I
hours
worked
you
at
put in,
so it's an oil field job, which call it fracking. Frack baby.
Drill baby,
Drill baby. So it's been a couple years now it's been 4 years now that I've been there. But I've done oil field for about 7 years now. So it's kind of like in the same spot where I've been. But at first I didn't know what it was, And when I got there, I was like, oh fuck, what the fuck am I doing here? It's just crazy.
How'd you find out about that?
My brother-in-law, he does the same thing.
Okay.
But my brother-in-law, he never wanted to hook me up. His mentality is always like, if I got in here alone, like with nobody, you can do the same thing.
You got to figure it out.
But he hooked me up that year. He was like, hey, you know what? This company they're starting to open up here in South Texas, and they're looking for people. So this is your time. If you really want to do it, this is your time. And I was actually on. It was a little bit after COVID when everybody was getting that unemployment shit.
Yeah,
and I was on unemployment. I was for 8 months unemployment. I was like, I'm good, dude. Like, I'm getting my money.
I'm chilling right
now. But then I was like, nah, because this shit ain't gonna last forever. So I was like, yeah, hook me up. I was like, for sure. So he got me into it, and so I've been doing it now for 4 years, and it's slave shit, but slave shit. But
how many hours? How many hours you put in on a regular?
The regular, it's been 16, 15 and a half. But for 3 years, we're doing 17 and a half, 18s. It's just,
that's hella crazy. I don't even know how that's possible. Like, when you talk about only getting like 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, and then having to get up and do it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could do that, but I would feel like I wouldn't want to do that. I think that's way too much. I need to sleep. That's one thing.
I think in the beginning, I would tell Andrew, like, hey, I don't want to be here, like, I'm just going to start finding a new job. And I would search, but then I would never go through it, I would be like, hey, fuck it. And then this work started just getting so used to it. I started getting the hang of it, and it's just started, like, it just felt like so normal now.
Yeah. How does it feel like? Do you enjoy it? Like, do you have fun at your job, or is it like you dread it every day?
I didn't have fun in the beginning, but now it's like the crew that we have. We're so connected, and then not even that. Now I have my brother Jesse. Yeah, I have him in my crew, and then
that's tight.
And then a couple years back, I met this guy Rogelio, and we became good friends too. And I brought him in too. He's from Mexico, so he doesn't really know English. And I told him, hey, I'll hook you up with like Kyle. And I was like, nah, because so that other job that we used to do, we would go and frack and deliver tanks and do service thing. And every time we'll see that, it'll be like, hey, it'll be cool if we can go in there. But it was just like a whole different process, the whole different thing, whole different ball game there. So I ended up hooking him up, and he was like, hey, plus he doesn't know English. So he was like, how am I going to do it? Like, nah, you don't need English, dude. Everybody talks Spanish here. You're good. So I ended up bringing them in. So now it feels good being there, because I mean, I got my brother, I got Rogelio, and then I got this crew that we have. We're so like connected to each other. Like, we work badass. So it's now it's fun.
Yeah.
Before,
it's fun.
Before it was like, fuck, I lost 40 pounds my first 2 months.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn,
and it
that's
was
hella.
summertime here in the valley, here in South Texas, so it was fucking humid. It was hot.
Yeah.
I lost 40 pounds just those 2 months. I was like, damn. And then I used to never eat canned food, like not fucking like weenies or just like
Oh shit.
spaghettios,
Yeah.
just open it and start eating them like that while we're working. And now it's just like a normal thing for
Because
me.
you have to.
Yeah, because we didn't really have time to go eat, or go heat up your food and then come back.
Damn,
And
you're
So
a
you
survivalist.
don't get lunch?
no, is you can go get lunch, but they're not gonna go tell you, "Hey, go take 30 minutes in lunch."
Mm.
Nah, they won't tell you because it's so much of a process. Like, hey, we have to keep going, going, going. If not, then we'll start getting like what we call it NPT, and then they'll start charging the company extra money for us taking more time.
Oh, because okay. So you're trying to get the job done as fast as you can get
Yeah.
it done.
As efficient as we can.
And what are you like? What are you in charge of? Like what does a day in your life look like?
So right now, lately, I've been doing what we call it a treater, or I've been also doing a TPO, which the TPO is only like what actually it's the data operator, process data operator. So pretty much everything that goes on, you type it in or you send it out, or you're the one in charge of like the sand, the chemicals, ordering sand, running the right amount of sand, the right amount of chemicals, stuff like that. And then treating is pretty much you're running the job, And I've talked to like older guys, and like back then it used to be harder. Now we have all these calculations. They're already
set for you.
Yeah, set for you. So all you have to do is just make sure that the job is running smooth. We have any complications or whatever, we have to talk to the company, what we call a company man, and we have to relate everything that goes on to him. So now it's how I get it from back then. It was way harder to what it is right now. Right now, you just sit there and you make sure everything runs good.
Yeah.
Back then, he has to be Back then, you used to calculate your chemicals. You have to do your math, how much chemical you're gonna run on this stage or shit like that.
Nobody ever gets hurt. Like, is there big equipment, machinery? People can die and shit.
Yeah, people can die. We have so our shit is like pressure. We deal with pressure. So sometimes sometimes we're like dealing with like 10,000 pounds of pressure, 11,000 pounds of pressure, and now we have these high pressure hoses.
Yeah.
And back then we had iron. It was just like pieces of iron. So when those babies would go, it would like go. You'll see.
Now you have like what the firefighters have.
Now you have kind of like that, but like way thicker and way like heavier. So it's like those are a lot safer than working with iron. With iron, those babies, as soon as they go, boom, they go, and you'll see them flying, or you'll see fucking water just boom, going up. Like, hey, shut it down, shut it down. Oh, that's when you call shut down, it's some shit major happen.
Is that where I remember you would put up Snapchats of like big tanks with a bunch of hoses everywhere?
Yeah, that's one.
What it is.
Yeah, that's the one. So we have these pumps, and they're like suction pumps. So and so those pumps, they're, how do you say it? So all the fluid goes through them, So you're talking about all this, and it's a process where we're kind of like suctioning them, and when they go up, it comes out with pressure. So that's when you're sucking all that shit and then throwing it with pressure. So we're pretty much what we're doing is sandblasting down there. So it's just like it's pressure mainly. So you just gotta be careful of what you're doing, and then not going into what we call a red zone. And I mean, some people still do it.
You have who's in charge of safety?
We have safety guys.
Yeah, you have safety guys.
Yeah, we got safety guys. Every time a safety guy comes in,
does he get you in trouble? Oh, okay. So he is on some. He's keeping that shit legit.
Yeah, he keeps everything
legit. If
legit.
you're doing something out of place,
get you out.
Oh, damn.
Get you out of there. They'll give you a write up, and sometimes when it's something major, they'll just kick you out. They'll just they won't fuck around. It's like
I see videos of I want you to, maybe you know what I'm talking about. I seen videos of there's a pipe and dudes are attaching some like type of locking thing on
Oh,
it,
you're talking
and they're
about
like spinning it, and they're all nasty. Like, what is that?
that's the drilling rigs.
Oh, is
So
that so? Do you guys don't do that?
so the drilling rig, it's the drilling rig is before us. So the drilling rig, they're in charge of drilling the whole hole, like the hole that we're gonna come in and frack. So they're the ones drilling the hole down there, and then depending on how so much feet they're going down, they can go maybe a mile or so, or maybe more.
Damn.
And they're connecting. So what they're drilling is they're drilling with pipe. So the first pipe has the drilling bit, which is the one drilling everything. So when it goes certain feet down, they connect another pipe, and they go down, and then connect another pipe, and they keep going down. So that's how they go. So every time when they bring it back up, well, whenever they're connecting them with
Yeah, that
like
little
big
whatever.
restraints, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Did you ever have to do that?
Nah, that's all logging too.
Do you think that's more gacho? Like more
I
hardcore?
think so. I've heard stories about that. It's it's just something more. People they are there and they go to frag. They'll be like, "Oh, this is way better. This is chilling right here." Because when we're fracking, it's like and everything's going smooth. Hey, you're chilling, you're laying back, doing your maintenance and stuff, and you're chilling. But drilling rigs, it's like you can't get your, I guess you can't chill because if something happens, boom, it goes. So
Dang.
it's like a constant, like a first pipe goes, and then 5 minutes later, boom, another one, boom, and it's just a different ballgame there too.
It looks like some tough ass work.
And when we used to go deliver tanks, there either a frac and drilling rig was our thing. That hey, you know what? That's where I want to be at. That's where I want to be at. But drilling rig was never. We really never got into it. But frag, I like it.
Do you guys have beef with different crews?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're always talking shit to each other.
Oh yeah.
Nah, fuck you, eating grease. Nah, I did. Nah, look at this. We have find an empty grease canister. Like, look at dude. Sometimes we come in and we do so much more shit than they do. But it goes on the same way. They be like, nah, you guys suck. No, you guys suck.
Yeah, 'cause that's what it seems like to me. Because I remember when we worked at Northern Concrete, when we had crews,
yeah.
we were the only Mexican crew. We were called box crew. Everybody else was white, so we would always talk shit, just messing around
Yeah.
with each other. I'm like, it's probably like that too. Because I
Yeah,
know
it
once you
is.
said there's crews, I was like, that's probably how it is.
Yeah,
Crew
we're
against
out.
crew.
Hey, we're always like, nah, we're the best crew. Nah,
Yeah.
we are. And I mean, everybody has their own thing. Like, now we
Yeah.
did this,
Yeah.
you guys didn't do it.
Then you guys are like, approve it, and they're
Yeah.
like, what you want to do? And they're like, all right, let's get in, like, let's wrestle. Let's wrestle
Nah.
naked.
Wrestle
Rub
naked.
some of that oil on
Yeah.
it. Hey.
Nah, but yeah, we do get in each other's back like that.
So you think you're gonna die there, John?
Early
No, early.
or
no.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that working there for like that's your job.
I hope not, but it could happen though.
You could-
It could happen. I hope
That's
it
crazy.
doesn't. I mean, that's why we take all these precautions, before doing stuff. And as soon as you're so comfortable and you forget something, that's when it bites you in the ass.
Well, meme mainly means like not like you're gonna die doing it, but like retire doing it.
Oh,
That's what I'm
nah,
saying.
fuck
Yeah.
no.
Because when
Nah.
I see the hours you're putting in, and when I seen you, how you were saying you're forgetful at times, I'm like, I don't know, bro. If you should be doing that, because I think like you don't want to damage your brain because of lack of sleep and
Yeah.
overexerting yourself all the time. Because like I thought, like at first it was just a joke, right? Yeah, I forget shit. But where's the keys again? Like the second time, I'm like, and then last night, hey, where my glasses at, bro? You didn't even bring them in. So I'm like, I don't know. That's probably hella bad for you, especially you working like 16 hours a day, every day.
I have noticed different shit. I mean, like my eye when I got there, my eyesight wasn't. I mean, it was already getting like harder, but it was like doable. And now it's just like I have to have my glasses nighttime. That I won't. I mean, I'll see, but it will just be harder for me. And
Especially to drive, huh?
yeah, especially to drive it. And like I used to never drink so much energy drinks that I do now. I think that's fucking me
Yeah,
up
but you
too.
just drink it because you get sleepy.
It's
Huh?
just yeah, it's just
But
I
does
mean,
it still help, or you already like you need two of them?
nah, you gotta go through different ones to know like, oh, this one hitting me now.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
damn.
And like I used to drink a lot of rock stars. Those will put me up in the beginning, and now they don't really do nothing. So I would do like a C4 and boom,
Power
those
back.
will give me shit back.
Yeah.
And then Red Bulls, I have to drink 2 of those Red Bulls to like feel the kick. And sometimes I'll do like I'll go through them, like this is not going. I'll go to the other one. And it's just like so many energy drinks out there that sometimes I've like, fuck, I'll try this one now. I'll try this one. It's
Is that everybody over there doing
that's
that?
everybody. Yeah. And then smoking like cigarettes. It was just like I never liked it. I never done it. And then there it's like, fuck, like I try one and then, hey, I kind of want to do another one.
Dang.
And then especially like cold time, and it's like when driving and then smoking one, it will like something. I just got to do something to keep me awake, And I still smoking. It's still not like I don't prefer it, but sometimes I'll do it here and there. But it's not like like all the time. But like energy drinks or popping.
Got some cigars, huh? You ever smoke a cigar?
Nah.
Neither did we. I'd have been tight, huh?
We went
in the Airbnb. Yeah.
Right here.
Homeboy would have been
Yeah,
pissed.
they'd been pissed off.
Hey, they're probably mad right now. We moved the furniture around.
We put everything back. One thing I wanted to say, you remember like when you got married, like the preparation and everything that it took? Like what was that like? Like how long did it take everything, like when you engaged and then the plan? Because I know it was a lot of work.
Yeah, so I think it was a day before Mother's Day or something like that. So me and Angela, we've been together for about 12 years now. So it's just been I took forever to marry her. I should have married her a long time ago.
Yeah.
But we've been together, and it was just like me. I actually wanted a party, and I wanted to do this big thing, but she didn't care for that. So she would always like, "Hey, well, when are we getting married?"
Forever,
yeah, and yeah. So I proposed to her, and she said yes. It took like a year after that.
What was that like though? What does that feel like?
After
Were you
11, after
nervous?
10 years with her, and I was still nervous to ask her, like, "Hey, you want to marry me?"
Yeah.
I was still nervous. I was like, I got my kids with her, like, I got a whole
That's
family with
crazy.
her, and I was still nervous to like ask her, "Hey, you want to marry me?" And it after she said yes, I was like, I don't know, for some reason I was like, hell yeah, because I was scared. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
crazy
what
to
she
think
say
about.
no, like, hey, you're taking forever now, fuck that. But nah, it was great. And then after that, a year after that, that's when we started. Well, throughout it took a year to actually get married, but throughout that, we were preparing all this stuff, bata salon, and then I was over here saying who I was gonna invite and who's gonna be with me and stuff. And pues I was for sure, I was like, hey, I'm gonna have Batman Jesus here. And that's when I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask them if they're gonna want to be like, what do you call? I already forgot what you call them.
Best man.
Best man and stuff
No,
like
it's
that.
not
Or
best
it's
man.
a
It's what are they
groomsman.
called?
Groomsman.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
And I remember telling that, like, well, you told us hella long in advance. That was hella good because we were able to prepare it that mean. And I remember you telling us, you and Angie telling us of like what entails of being a groomsman, because we were like, what do we have to do?
Yeah.
You just have to be there, like. But it was tight that you invited us, and I'm like, we have to go. I told us it's something we have to go. There's no missing that. It's a big ass moment.
Nah, I was real happy when you guys said yes. And when you actually came, I was like, hell yeah, this is like real now. And then yeah, so whenever we were in church and shit, and still, I don't know, she says I didn't cry, but I was crying.
When you
But
talking, what are you talking about? Like
when we were at church and she started walking, when she was open the door and shit,
yeah.
that shit was still, it was still amazing seeing her and actually like, hey, we're doing this, we're actually doing it. And man, it sucks that I took forever.
Yeah,
I should have done this a long time ago.
Was it like hard? Was it hard, the planning, like to get that all in order?
It wasn't.
No?
It's just, I guess, me and Angela, we already knew what we wanted.
Yeah.
And we just went with the flow, like, hey, we're getting this. Okay, yeah, for sure. It was more like it was harder on like the music stuff, like what we're gonna get. I wanted this, you wanted that. and we ended up deciding on a DJ. So
It's
that
easy
was
to get
good.
everybody like that, to get a DJ, to rent a
Here, yeah,
salon and everything. It's easy.
here, yeah. It's just
And you have doing it.
prices. You
Oh,
know, some people are more expensive, some people are not. And was Angela? She's real on it on money. Like I'm real thankful for her too, because if it wasn't for her, I'll be spending a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it
oh,
seems
she
like a
pays
lot
you
of
a check.
people. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of women are like the financial advisor of the family, which seems like I think women are just better organizers than men, and
yeah.
men are more like just like
Getting there and doing it.
doing it. Yeah, and not even thinking about like let's price match, let's do. And women have more patience for that.
Yeah, yeah. Me, if I could, I'll go buy something. But that was me back then. Now it's more like I don't want to really spend anything because I'm trying to do stuff. So now I'm looking at it more like she's good. She's right. Trying to get back into that. But yeah, it was easy. It was she knew what she wanted, and then money wise, it was just like her. You know what? I'm going with this one. It's cheaper. I'm like, fuck it, go.
Yeah, it was tight because we did everything together, and like getting our suits and everything. And everything was so new to us because we never done nothing like that. But it was tight, like walking us through everything. And then when it got to it, because I actually signed it for you. Remember, you were like, anybody can sign as a witness.
Yeah,
I was the one who signed for you, and like you didn't. You had like a. I was almost like your best man, damn
you
near.
were the best man.
But like I thought, the best man hands off the wedding, the ring.
Oh no! So
That's like tradition, or at least with American. I don't know about
no
Mexican.
Mexican. So Mexican wedding, you have all these.
You should know. You should have told him, bro, you're the best man. Like, I'd have been way more cocky. Like,
I thought
yeah,
you knew.
I remember it was tight though to stand. I feel hella important that you gave me that role and sitting there because I was right
Yeah,
behind
because
you, pulling the chair for you. I'm like, that's hella
yeah.
tight. That was a moment for me too. That's hella tight. I got to do that for you.
Yeah, it was cool. So in Mexican weddings, you have like these different. You have padrinos, and you have this different things. Like the cojín, el rosario, what do you call it? The rosary they put on top of you,
Yeah.
and they got the rings. We got different things. So Mexican weddings, you're always looking for padrinos for that. So we had so many. I mean, what was it, like 4 or 5 padrinos for like different things.
Oh,
So yeah,
that was the guy who gave you the ring.
yeah, that was
Oh,
my
that's your padrino.
padrinos. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Mexican weddings are pretty cool. They got it's not like simple stuff. They always trying to do this big stuff.
Did they have when you got married through the church? Because that was through the church, huh?
Yeah.
Do they have any like things you had to do prior? Because I know sometimes they say you have to be in attendance for a certain long time or some weird
We
thing.
had to we had to take a class, and I think we had to go for a church and sign that we actually came.
Mm.
But it had to be a class for like an hour or two, where they're teaching us about like, hey, this is a big thing that you guys are going through, getting married, not just by law, but like under
Oh
God's
my
eyes
God,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I think after that's when I was like, hey, you know what? I want to keep going to church.
Yeah.
I want to get back into this because we used to be real religious back then, and now it's just like I guess all this working stuff and not being here, it's just have gone like
It's because
we
you're
just
hella
forgot about
busy.
it.
You've been hella busy.
But now it's like I want to make time for it, but still haven't made time.
So when you were when you were getting married, like you said, and she was walking towards you, like you're hella nervous still.
I was still nervous.
Like, what were you thinking? Like,
I was like, "Fuck!" Like it's happening, and I'm taking so many years for this,
yeah,
and
because I
it's
think you're
still
low in front of everybody too. I don't like you're the main attention.
Focus.
Yeah, everybody looking at you.
nah. When she came out, I was like, when I turned around and saw her, it was like it's just like so fucking amazing. It's like I'm marrying my wife. This is happening, and it was amazing. I still want to go back to it.
I remember like I always think like it's tight that you have so many people that are willing to come see you for a big part, like a big important like moment in your life. And I started thinking about like who would come to my wedding, and there's nowhere near as many people as you had.
Yeah,
Like there's no way like that salon that you guys rented.
yeah, especially because where we live.
Yeah, there's no way that I could fill that bitch. No way. Like there seems like the people there's probably maybe like, I don't know, probably like 20 motherfuckers that would attend, maybe. And not because I didn't want them to come. It's just I don't know that many people like
Yeah.
that.
Nah, you'll be surprised how many
People
how many
will show
people
up.
your parents want to show they want to bring.
I mean, people show up también nomás para comer, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Chill.
by eso and then be there for a little bit and then, oh, so you can say they win.
Anyway, yeah. Like if you had any advice for people like me who are not married, like what can someone like me expect?
If Emma was getting married, and you
Like, what would you tell
what would
me?
be the best advice
Yeah,
for
what
someone
would
who's
be
about to get married?
or thinking about getting married?
I think I would tell you, happy wife, happy life.
Everyone says that. Like, everyone I've always met.
It's true though. You know, as long as you keep her happy and the kids, you're gonna be happy too.
Yeah.
You know, because you're the one who's gonna be busting ass. You're the one who's not gonna be here, and then you're coming to what you're building for. It's like this is I'm happy. You know, but I think people paint it more like harder than what it is. You know, like I mean, first I thought it was gonna be like different process getting married and stuff. Like it was gonna be like more anxiety or stuff like that. You know, but no,
it went smooth.
It went smooth, and then I guess the people that we had,
Made it better.
Yeah, made it better.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to help in any way I can to make it better. Or that's why I was like, yo, anything you need, I'm gonna help them.
I remember the dancing. I was a little.
Yeah,
I was a little like
about the party, how that went. The party was crazy. Like it was popping. It was crazy. Like everybody dancing and everything. It was tight.
my
And
moves
then-
weren't all there. I should like, because I wasn't expecting to dance at all. But if I should have prepared. I remember when I got home, the day I got home. Yeah, after the wedding, for the next 2 weeks, all I did, because I was staying in the basement, and all I did was puro dance. Like I would at
Oh, yeah?
nighttime, like from like 10 to 11, I would put Mexican music and I would just dance,
Oh,
just
shit.
for like just because I'm like, I'm not gonna get caught off guard again, type shit.
Nice.
Because I remember your sister was showing us how to dance, and I remember
Yeah.
thinking like, damn, it's hella tight. Like it's tight that people are, because I'm not the type of person to take that first step to do something awkward like that. Like, hey, come show, like, I'm more hesitant, and like your sister was like real open to us to just like come and like I feel like that opened up the door to like us to like to not be so like closed up, because it seems like naturally we're closed people, but I'm like, this is not a time to be closed. It's like a celebration, so you just got to do.
Yeah, I
Fuck
didn't really
it.
care about like
Let it fly.
because I was always trying to
let yourself out there.
Yeah, I was always trying to get better, like in my head. Like I don't care if I embarrass myself. Like it's all about having fun. Who gives a fuck? Like I don't really care like that no more. Like I used to. I used to be a lot in my head, and now I'm like whatever. It was tight. Even dancing there, we have it on video too. It's
I
tight.
know. When I saw you guys dancing, I was like, damn, they're dancing.
Yeah,
like honestly, I wouldn't picture you guys dancing.
yeah,
But you
Yeah.
guys did it.
yeah. It was a little weird at first
That's
because we were just
badass.
sitting on the table. Did you drink that day?
And I think I drank like 1 or 2 beers.
Oh
that
yeah,
day.
because I was like, nah, I didn't want to drink because the day prior we drank, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to drink again. I know your sister was telling me like, come on.
Yeah, Marisol was a drinker now. Like I didn't expect that. I never expected her to be a drinker. She was coming calling me a loser and shit. She was
Yeah,
like,
she's told me that
"You
too.
guys are lames,"
You're
and
lame
like
because you don't want to drink.
she was doing this. She was doing that video where they were like my name is whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
4 shots in or whatever. She was
Yeah.
doing that, and I hadn't drink. The only shot I took was the shot with the. You know how we did that
Oh, the
one
big
shot.
one.
Everybody.
We had a picture of that
Oh,
too.
okay, yeah. When everybody got together.
Yeah. That's the one shot I had.
That was two.
But because I'm like I have to, but like I didn't expect her to be like, because she was pretty twisted by the end of the night. I remember. I didn't think
I think her, Jacob, Jesse.
Yeah, they were all drinking. I see.
Yeah.
And you had a
Yeah.
bottle for us too, but we just didn't drink it. And I remember when you sent me the USB and I got to look through
Took
the
forever.
pictures. I know you did take forever though. So this was like, God, what were you saying?
I was like, I don't even want to see it no
I don't
more.
even want it.
I don't want to
Took
see it
forever.
no
I'm
more.
like, but when we did get it, I'm looking through the pictures and it was tight. When we threw you in the air,
Oh yeah.
we were pushing you. I was pushing you as hard as I can. because everybody was. I'm like, let's get this fool high, and we threw you pretty high, and that's tight
I
because we got a
felt it.
picture of that of you on a
On the
flying.
air, yeah.
That's
That
tight.
was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Because
that's
man, when I was going out there, I was like, "Oh fuck, man!"
You gonna fall?
It looked like I was gonna fucking hit
The ceiling?
yeah, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, I didn't expect weddings to be like that, like fun like that. I didn't
think it's
expect
because
it.
when you know like the person who's getting married and you're a restaurant or people you're familiar with, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, I had a false idea of how weddings were supposed to go, based on like movies and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the whole like standing the dude on the girl on the chair and the dude's
And
running
then-
around, like that's just tight. Like
Yeah.
all that shit's fun. You put music on and people are falling and shit. And shit gets crazy.
Actually, I remember that. What do they call that?
La Vibra del Mar.
That's what it's called when
Yeah,
you're
when
grabbing each
you're-
other, all
yeah.
the dudes.
And then you guys are all running
And
around.
he
Yeah.
was
See who
everybody
falls.
pulling the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was exhausted afterwards. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. I was
like-
out of breath. Like
I was
a
like, I thought I was in
motherfucker.
pretty good shape because I run and stuff. But when you're getting pulled like that,
You don't want to be
Ooh.
the last guy. 'Cause,
No.
man, you
Yeah, Alex flew. I forgot who else flew. There's people flying everywhere, but it was tight though. I remember thinking like, this is badass. Like this is a tight wedding. It was a tight wedding.
I'm glad you guys had fun. It was amazing. I liked it. If we can do it again, we'll do it again.
Did they catch you off guard when they, cause that whole speech? Were you supposed to give a speech? You know how the dude, whatever the hell the guy's name is, the announcer dude?
locutor, yeah.
yeah, he was like, hey, you have a speech. Was that off guard or you planned that?
I know you're supposed to do a speech, but I never really I
Prepared
thought it wasn't
anything?
gonna happen, so I didn't even write anything or I never remember anything. It was just like
Off the cuff?
yeah.
Yeah, cause it was good. It was good. I was like, damn, JR, like to put JR on a like a public speaking, like out of the blue. Yeah, I thought you did pretty good.
hey, you
Yeah.
nailed that.
I think you did pretty good. I'm like, that's why in my head, I'm like, he had to rehearse the shit or something.
Were you nervous?
I was nervous.
Huh? I
Yeah.
can't tell.
And then you know what the thing that we didn't do, and Angie keeps telling me like the vows. You know, with vows whenever you're getting married, you're supposed to reach your vow.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have no vow.
Oh.
And sometimes you're like,
You supposed to do that?
You're supposed to. Well, you're supposed to have vows and like say them to her, but I didn't have none.
Oh.
We didn't do that. And then the speaking thing, I didn't think it was gonna happen, so I didn't prepare for it either. But it was just, I mean, it was just thanking everybody, you know, that came and stuff like that. It was amazing.
I remember you came up to me. You're like, "Hey, this girl wants to dance with you." And I was like, "Nah." I thought you were messing with me. I was like, "Nah." Will you dance? You were telling me, and I was like, for reals? And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll only dance if you take me to her." That way, because I was like, this fool's trying to set me up. And I'm gonna go up to somebody, and the girl's gonna be like, "What you talking about?" And it's gonna be like a weird moment. So when I said, "Oh, I'll dance if you take me," and you took me, you remember or no?
I don't remember that
Dang, bro. That's 2 years ago. It took me, and then we danced with. I don't know. I remember that girl's name.
You remember her name?
No, I don't
No.
remember her name. But I remember. Yeah, I remember she was saying she was 18. I was like, nah. I don't like. I don't like. Like dating.
Oh, I think yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Angie's sister's friend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
When I think about like 18-year-olds, it skips to me. You know, I don't. I like to like the idea of it. I don't like it. Like, it had to be 20 and up. I just
Like close to you, close to your range.
Yeah, I think like that's too young to me. I see homies like 40 years old trying to date 20-year-olds or 18-year-olds. It's like, are you like? It makes me think like, if it was legal to date a 15-year-old, will you?
I don't know.
Well, some motherfuckers will. They will.
Did he will?
Did he date anyone?
So
Any dude.
Yeah,
You know that you ever seen those videos of the dude that's like, he's like a white boy, a skinny white boy that's like, he's like, you ever just been sitting in the rain and want to fuck a dude? You ever seen that guy?
that white dude.
Yeah,
That's him.
that dude's weird. Hey, everything he's like, just want to fuck a dude.
How do you sit in the rain and just like?
Oh,
That's some crazy shit.
I don't understand that. But if I ever get married, JR, you better come.
I would.
You're gonna have to. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm gonna get you guys a salon here. That way you guys can come get married.
Here. I wonder how, like, I remember when we talking about like weddings, Jesus said that he would have a full-on Mexican wedding, like kind of like yours. But when I think if I ever got married, how would I do it? I mean, I don't know. but for sure there would be some English there too. You know, I wanted to like ask you if you guys could play some English stuff. Cause I just some big crit how that shit would sound in that salon. That shit would sound all the type. But I think that would throw everyone off.
Yeah.
English music?
Yeah,
I don't think
there's
so.
puro
I
Mexicans
mean,
in there. To hear straight up like big crib, big myself, and hear that they'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. What the hell? Change this shit.
But I
Nobody would
think it would
fuck with
sound
it.
tight.
Where
Because
we
I don't
at?
think that's
At
dancing
12?
music. It's more like just chill. You're just chilling music. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you're in a party, people want to hear party music. So
I would say like it's your wedding, so I mean, yeah, that's cool. Like I will go around like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Because if you're
But
doing puro English, how like you think they'll adjust to dance? They might not want to dance.
I'm
yeah,
I'm
they
not
pro-
sure.
And especially because my taste in music, I don't think it's the same. Like, it's not like the club hits or nothing like that. So, but
I think
I for
I
sure would have Mexican music, and I would just sprinkle in some English.
yeah,
Sprinkle. You know, like when everybody's sitting down, probably.
chilling,
Boom.
eating
Yeah. Boom.
some
Boom.
OG man.
Yeah. That shit would be tight. Well, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, this was 100 episodes, y'all. It was
Oh
tight.
shit,
That's tight. I think we
I'm honored.
had to do it with somebody big. You know, that's
Nah,
tight.
it was good, man. You guys came and it was just crazy seeing you guys again. I mean, my it was like, man, I won't see them until I go over there. You know, I'll go over there, see you guys, do a little party in the snow.
Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.
Nah, but this is pretty cool that you guys are doing this shit, man. Like growing up, when we were in the field, like I told you guys, man, we would always come up with like different shit to talk about.
Yeah, it would be
It's
tight.
crazy.
It would be, because that's what I'm saying. It would have been tight. Like, imagine if we did this at 16 or 17, 18, and we're doing one now.
I know we'd be able to relive it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Hella
saying.
shit.
And we can watch it and react to it.
There's a lot of stories that I remember that maybe you have a different like take on it, because I do remember you coming over multiple times and us like you sleeping on the floor, us carrying you to the bathroom, and like I remember all that shit. It's all, I think it was mainly all Captain, drinking all Captain all the time. But I know like if I went through your head, there's probably a story that I don't know about or I forgot about. So I'm like, I don't know. That's why it's tight. Every time you have a conversation, we don't know what the fuck. 10 minutes from now, we're not gonna know what we're talking about. But like catching it all on freaking camera, just in case
Yeah.
it'd be tight.
Yeah, because like I think it went down the way, like no, it actually went down like this. Like
Yeah.
oh, the mama,
Yeah.
it's crazy. That's pretty cool, bro.
Like freaking I remember like calling Michaela. Like I remember all that shit. That shit was funny.
Do a bunch of prank calls and shit.
Yeah, I remember doing the prank calls in the fields, and your mom saying like, "Oh, you guys shouldn't be doing that." Remember?
Yeah,
Like,
they were all mad.
yeah, they're mad because we would do it on break time. You'd come over, or you do it
That
on
was the
break
funnest
time.
part of the day, though.
We look
We
forward
knew
to
it.
that.
Lunchtime going over there and
Yeah.
eating
You
there.
call
and shit.
Hera?
Remember you call Hera, asking for a job. You were asking him for a job, and you tell him that you were like, "Oh, I'm over here. Like, me and my family are living at the park."
Oh yeah, you did do that.
Yeah, he's like, "We're
You
living."
remember that?
I
No?
know.
Oh. Yeah, I remember
You-
that. I didn't remember that until you said that.
You call Hera like, "Hey, like I'm looking for a job. I'm real like I need one real bad." And he's like, "I see, like, ven and I siempre hay trabajo." And you're like, and he's like, "¿Dónde vives?" And he's like, "You're like, estoy viviendo en el parque con toda mi familia." Like you're
Yeah.
saying you're homeless and shit.
Oh,
And
that's
I
funny.
remember like shit like that. Now I don't see, like I remember little bits here and there, but I didn't know like if you could add to that or you forgot to. Like it's just funny, type of shit like that. It's funny.
I don't remember really like all the fucking prank calls, but yeah, I remember just sitting there and just like having fun, fucking calling different people and shit.
Nah.
That shit was different too. That shit was funny.
I was thinking of one that you did. Oh no. Back then, Joshua was small.
Yeah.
And I remember he would stay in the car a lot of times. But at lunchtime, he would come to our car and he would freestyle. You know that?
Joshua?
Yeah, Joshua would
Yeah.
freestyle for us, and we would tell him, "Hey, freestyle again, and he would freestyle.
Oh, shit.
I remember it was tight. That fool was a rapper, huh?
And I remember he liked Yasmin.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. He would write notes and shit like that too, or
Oh, I
no?
don't know.
And then I remember
He was saying that's my girl.
Yeah,
Remember?
he would say
'Cause the
that's
other
my
guys were
girl.
talking to her.
Yeah, and then he found out she went out, and he's like, "Who gave you permission to go out?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Damn,
that fool's a gangster.
he's
huh?
like 10 years old."
Who's pimping out here?
He's over there right now with my dad.
Yeah,
He's going through that Mississippi phase.
we all had to go through it.
Yeah, we all went through
Our
it.
life.
I remember that time you fell asleep and there was no blankets. Everybody was already asleep, and I went in your room, but there was no blankets. So I ended up sleeping underneath the bed because it was all covered.
You see that? You see that trend of like people saying that when the homie doesn't give you a blanket, and they put on they'll put on this on top
Like
of
a
that.
chair or shit like that.
Something like that.
You put me a bed on
Yeah,
top of it.
I do remember him saying that. I didn't have a blanket. I'm like, bro, you should have told me. You should have asked me. I got you on.
Over there in Michigan, I thought it was cold and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
So
always cold over there.
man, yeah, I slept underneath your bed, just the head sticking out.
Hey,
What the?
that's crazy.
What are you doing there?
Yeah.
Sleep underneath the bed.
Yeah, next time we do this, we'll do this over there.
Yeah. It'll be tight though. I think if we do it, because like the setup over there is it'd be
Perfect.
We don't have to worry about it. Not like here, we wouldn't have to worry about it. And then we can hit like 3-4 casinos.
Hell yeah.
That shit gonna be
Hey,
crazy.
you've been getting into real casinos now.
Yeah.
I fucking love them too. And me and Angie, we took a cruise a couple months ago. And it was like a month ago. We took a cruise, and we went to the Bahamas. And on the cruise, you have a casino, but it has to leave like American waters, I guess, or like a certain miles or away from
The state
border,
state
yeah,
line.
state lines, stuff like that. And well, me and Angie, I'm always playing with her. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go fucking spend an amount of cash in there. Like, nah, you're stupid. And well, we ended up going.
They have a
And
casino on the cruise.
on the cruise.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like slots and everything.
Slot. They got
Damn.
they got roulette. They got cards. It's just like a casino that you go and just gamble. Same thing. And as much as I like roulette, she likes roulette too. And we're just there chilling, playing. It was maybe like the last day that we were there because we were with the girls and stuff. So we were having as much time with the girls. And then the last day was me and her. But yeah, they got a casino too, and we were there playing. It was like, hell yeah! It's like I think casinos are.
I think the
too.
casinos are cool, but I think you gotta have self control.
Yeah.
You can get that shit. I'll tell you, Sus, like, yeah, you like just don't. But I mean, he's pretty smart. But I'm just saying, like, hey, you can't spend. To me, that's crazy losing 300. Like, I think 100 is like what I like. Like, if
They're
we
cut
would,
off.
like if we would go, I would spend 100. That's it.
That's
no
it.
more than that. Yeah, because that's too much. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good losing over $100 and
Yeah.
coming home. Like, I always feel like a dumbass. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
But then next week you're like, hey, you trying to go again? Like, we're gonna win. And it's crazy when you do win, the dopamine that you get in your head, it's like it's a hella, like, I don't know, it's a feeling almost like a thrill. Like, you can't believe
satisfying,
that.
huh?
Yeah,
The satisfaction.
that's
you
why
get
it's
from it.
dangerous.
That's why it's like, hey, I won. Shit, let me keep going.
Yeah.
Boom, I lose it all.
Then you lose it all. That's why I've learned that once you win,
Yeah.
walk away. Because if you don't, you'll put it right back.
Yeah, for my birthday, this year, we all the siblings, like my sisters and me and Meme, we went to Detroit. We played like the casino, and then we went out to eat. And like I'm like, it's just tight, like going out with your brothers and sisters to go eat somewhere and then go hit the casino.
Yeah.
Right. And I
Yeah,
remember
'cause we never done that. I think it's tight that we waited because now we're grown. We didn't go as soon as you can go 18. We waited, and yeah, we're all adults now. We know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
So we're more responsible. So I think it's tight that we all waited. We never really liked the casino. And now, like, I told my sister, every 6 months we had to have like a sibling trip where all of us we go. It went to casino, we went to go eat and stuff like that because we don't do that stuff like
That's
that.
cool to do.
Yeah.
Like, man, yeah, and you stay connected too, you know.
Yeah. And it's fun. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. and it's just tight because you don't do that. It seems like
Yeah.
as an adult, you lose touch and stuff, and you don't be talking to your brothers or your sisters like that.
That's
So when you
pretty
get
cool.
together, you guys should do that.
It'll be cool if here it'll be legal to go gamble and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
We
That'd be
thought it
badass.
was. It's crazy. This is Texas. We're in McAllen. The 956.
The 956.
People look at you crazy.
People still got the, what do they call that hairstyle?
The Edgar style.
They have that here.
Yeah,
Is
they
this an
still do.
Edgar?
It's a little bit like an Edgar.
But the Edgar, isn't it like coming down?
Yeah, it's like more straight. People have a lot of straight hair, so I don't know. It's just like a different funny haircut.
Is that like look frowned upon here?
A lot of people do it.
So
It's
it's
a
not
lot of
frowned
fades
upon.
and shit. They a lot of people are into fades and stuff like that. I am too. It's not, but yeah, an Edgar haircut. Everybody's trying to get an Edgar haircut.
The Edgars. Puro Edgar.
Puro Edgar with the troquita bajita.
Oh yeah, they're here. They're here. You always hear here in Texas, the racers, people racing their trucks and pimping their trucks out. Trying to do all that.
You got like different body shops where they also compete. They go out there and they compete they take their truck. No, they've been fucking building for years and they go take it, show it off. All over Texas.
People be racing in the streets, like normal streets,
Yeah.
or they have to go to a certain area.
There's a certain area, we call it the tracks, and they go and race there. But here, man, you're just driving to the beach and back, and man, you'll see a bunch of people just racing.
Yeah.
You know, going through the highway, just racing. It's pretty cool though. It's like a thing here.
So you're gonna stay here forever?
Probably.
Yeah. You love Texas?
I like Texas. I don't love it. I like it.
Love it.
I love it.
I mean, I used to love California. I still love it, but I think California is not for me no more. I think that time passed already. You know, I used to not be such big of a fan of Michigan, but like now when I think about it, Michigan's kind of tight. Like just when we were driving to the airport, Jesus got off to check the oil in the middle of the night, and he came in and he's like, "It's too quiet out here." That's how it is.
It's like nothing. You can't hear shit.
Yeah,
it's
you
puro
can't
fucking
hear.
silence.
Nobody's outside. Like you don't really have to worry about somebody stealing our shit. Sometimes if you leave the door open, the back door open, wide open, nobody will come in. You know, our shit, you can leave shit on the floor and it will be there tomorrow. And it's like, I mean, in California, people steal that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know about here, but they steal your shit if you leave it outside.
They'll go stealing, sure, but you don't hear that as much. But yeah, they'll be stealing shit here too.
The only thing here is like, I like it, but it's crowded. That's what I don't like.
Or they'll steal your lawnmower.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you get still.
Well, I looked it up, and McAllen, the population in McAllen is 3 times Saginaw's. Saginaw's was what? 40,000, and here was 140?
120 some shit.
120 something. I'm like, damn, that's a lot.